So my review of Pilot Institute's 107 prep course coming right up. What's up, all you drone maniacs out there? Welcome back to Drone Logic for your drone and tech related info from my point of view. When it comes down to prepping yourself for the Part 107 test, you have many options out there. Initially, I studied on my own. I took that Tony Northrup study guide, and I studied it point for point, and I went online and got the information that I needed. But then there's other programs out there that you can go to. And I decided for my reoccurrence training from hereafter to go with Pilot Institute. And the reason why I picked Pilot Institute, because at the time they offered their drone training course as a package with their 107 training course. I thought it was a great value. So I signed on upon that Pilot Institute, and I completed the 107 prep testing, and I'm just going to give my breakdown of it. First of all, it's a great value. Even without the the drone training course added to it, it's a great value. And it's definitely benefited me. And first of all, there's a lot of concepts that I just couldn't understand. I had a hard time understanding that Greg pretty much broke down to the point where it was, he takes it complicated and make it simple enough for people to understand. For instance, runway orientation. I could not understand runway orientation for nothing in the world. And all the videos I went to didn't do a really good job of explaining it, but he did, and I've learned a lot of different information that I didn't see, such as the runways are numbered based upon their orientation of the magnetic orientation. Something that I didn't know, and something that's very helpful in understanding how to understand runway orientation. So now I have a very strong grasp on this now from watching his tutorial videos. Also, weather was another thing that I did not have a very strong grasp of, but his videos really break it down and simplify it in a way where it's easier to understand weather. So if I ever come across a weather question on the test or a runway orientation question on the test, then I'm confident that I can pass it now and be able to break down based on theory and answer the question right, because I understand the concept now. Another thing that I really love how it benefit me is a lot of the fine detail things, stuff that I didn't know and didn't learn when I was prepping. A perfect example is something that I did not know was there was such a thing as a dotted magenta line, which is Class E airspace from the ground. In my studies, when I was going over the information, when I was prepping myself on my own, I saw the blue magenta line, which is Class B. I saw the blue solid line, which is Class B. I saw the solid magenta, Class C, and a dotted blue, which is Class D. I had no idea that there was a dotted magenta line. Again, if the fine detail information that I learned from watching this video tutorials, and there's a lot of different examples from different concepts of every different area, such as another perfect example is the maximum height that you can fly is 400 feet, unless you're within 400 feet of a structure, where you can fly 400 feet above any structure as long as you're within 400 feet of it. That's fine in uncontrolled airspace, but in controlled airspace, that doesn't apply. So in controlled airspace, the highest you can fly is 400 feet. I didn't know that. So that's something that I've learned. Another little known thing I didn't know that I learned from watching his videos. After watching the videos, I can tell the difference between a private airfield as opposed to a non-private airfield. Again, because I didn't know that. Or the difference between hard cover surfaces or grass surface or something like that. I know that now. Another thing that how this thing has benefited me is he teaches you a lot of information that as a pilot, as a drone pilot, unmanned pilot, that you probably won't need to know, like airport operations, understanding difference between taxiways and runways and stuff like that. You and all the different signage, you would never need to know this stuff as a drone pilot, but it's good information to know. And another thing that's really great about these prep courses is that they continue to update. So when the FAA change rules, they will update their programs, and you can always go back and learn the updated information. So you'll always be prepared as long as you are a part of one of these prep training courses. Now, perfect example, the FAA is going to start allowing nighttime flights, and I looked on the website, and I see that Pilot Institute has uploaded more videos regarding night training. So anytime anything happens, they're updating, and you can always go in there and get all the information that you need. Now, who is Pilot Institute for? Well, I would say anybody. Anybody who's looking to fly commercially with drones, do commercial work with drones, and who needs to get a Part 1 or haven't the license, who need to take the test, regardless of you're a newbie and you're training and all this is new for you, or you are a pilot with a license already, and you were looking for a program in which you can keep yourself up to date on information. I would say that this basically Pilot Institute is for, and I commend Greg for how he structured the lessons, made everything simple. It was very efficient, to the point, and like I say, you can always go back and rewatch the videos as many times as you need to prep yourself. Now, as far as the drone flying course, I'm going to start in soon. I'm going to start going into that because I'm very interested in, again, anything that help me be a better pilot. But like Pilot Institute, I probably would say that all these programs are pretty much all the same, structured the same. You watch a series of videos in certain areas, and then you take a test once you get finished with a certain area, and then once you finish, you'll probably give you a series of prep tests that you can take, the final prep test that you can take to show you where you're and assess where you are as far as the learning information. But like I say, I would recommend Pilot Institute to anyone because it's a great program. Again, commend Greg for the way he structured and he makes it simple, or he makes it complicated simple that people can understand. So Pilot Institute, their 107 truck training course, if you were looking for one, I would recommend it. Anyway, y'all, this has been my drone logic for the day, and as always, until next time.